In this video, I'm going to teach you the breathing technique that has helped me to overcome severe burnout. And actually, if I'd have known about this breathing method before I burnt out, I could have probably prevented it from happening. We'll cover what happens in your body when you burn out, why that's different to just feeling stressed and tired, and then I'll show you the breathing technique that has helped me to recover, but you could also use that to prevent burnout as well. So if you're feeling burnt out, if you can't sleep, if you feel tired and wired, or you feel constantly anxious, or maybe you're struggling to focus and you have the brain fog or the tinnitus, or any of those other strange symptoms that people get with burnout, then this is the video for you. Let's get on with it. Okay, let's talk about burnout. 7 years ago, I hit rock bottom. I was completely burnt out. I remember waking up one morning and I had the worst brain fog. I'd been awake in the night multiple times. One of those times I'd woken up hyperventilating with a panic attack, and I just couldn't face going to work again. This had really been the accumulation of years of constant stress, of living in survival mode and ignoring the signals that my body was sending me. My company were really good. They gave me some time off. We took some time away. And the thing was, 2 months later, I felt exactly the same. And this is the difference between burnout and just being stressed and tired. When you're stressed and tired, you can take some time out, maybe go on a holiday, and you feel refreshed, you reset, you get back to normal. With real burnout, you take time out, you rest, and very little changes. So to understand why we can't just take a few days rest and then reset, we need to understand the changes that happen in the body when we burn out. And there are two common ones. The first one is that our nervous system becomes dysregulated. What does this mean? Well, very simply, it means our body gets stuck in a high stress mode. We feel tense, we feel on edge, we can't sleep, we can't think properly. The other change involves our breathing. So if you're sitting there at your desk feeling stressed out of your mind day after day, all the time that you're stressed, your body is breathing more quickly and more heavily than it needs to. And when that happens for a long time, our breathing center in the back of our brain starts to register that as a new normal. 24 hours a day, our breathing is faster than it needs to be. It's a little bit heavier than it needs to be. It might feel like you can't breathe properly, or you feel a constant air hunger, a shortage of air, or that you're not getting enough oxygen. So how do we fix this? How do we reset our nervous system and our breathing back to their default factory settings? Well, the good news is that this is possible, and we can do this with our breath. We can do this using breathing exercises. And the fundamental principle is that we're going to breathe less air. So we're going to breathe more slowly, but we're also going to breathe more gently and quietly as well. When we do this during a breathing exercise, it helps to shift our nervous system back into that parasympathetic mode. From doing these breathing exercises day in, day out, that's where we start to reset the nervous system to come back to its default setting. We also reset the breathing center, so our breath starts to become lighter, slower, and gentler all of the time. This improves oxygen delivery and blood flow 24/7. We get our mental clarity back, we get our energy back, and it reduces inflammation in the body as well. Okay then, let's start this breathing exercise. There are two main elements to it. Firstly, we'll bring awareness to our breathing and we will allow the body to breathe. And then in the second part, while we focus on our breathing, we're going to relax our whole body. There are little receptors in our muscles, and when we relax them, they send signals to our brain that says, breathe more slowly, breathe more quietly, and that's the gentlest way to breathe less. Okay then, so when you're ready, coming into a comfortable position, whatever feels more comfortable for your body. I'm going to do it sitting upright because that's what feels good for my body. You can do it with your eyes open or closed, whatever feels good for you. And to help you connect with your breathing, you might find it helpful to bring your hands onto your body. So one hand on your upper chest, one hand just above your belly button. And just let your shoulders relax down. And the first step is just to tune in to the feel of your body breathing. So just letting go of any control of the breath, noticing those tendencies to try and breathe more slowly or more deeply. And just forget about all that for now. Sometimes when we do this, there might be a flurry of faster or heavier breaths, and that's okay actually. In this initial stage, when we allow the breath, this can actually be a releasing of stored up stress. We release it through the breath, that's okay. If it feels uncomfortable having your hands on your body, then just let them drop down. Just feel your breath from the inside if you can do that. Relax your belly, so noticing if you're kind of tightening up under the belly, as many of us do. And just let the belly relax. Your belly be soft and round. Soft like jelly, as we say. Just let the arms and the hands soften and relax. Allowing all the muscles across the chest to begin to release, the pectoral muscles. Little intercostal muscles between the ribs. And the belly is continuing to relax. So there's this kind of continuing journey of relaxation. It doesn't happen all at once. All the muscles in the pelvis begin to melt. So just noticing if there's any kind of clenching happening in your bum or your upper legs or your pelvic floor, and just inviting the lower body just to begin to go floppy, soften and relax. As the body relaxes, so too does the breath. You might notice the more you let go, the more you let the body be floppy and relaxed, the quieter the breath becomes, the slower it becomes. And on each out breath, we can just let the whole body relax a little bit more. Remember, you can take a break at any point. If it feels stressful, just take a break, 30 seconds, and come back to it. So what we're looking for is just a feeling of, you might not feel super calm, but we're just shifting towards feeling calmer. You might feel a bit sleepy. Might get a bit more saliva in your mouth. If you feel a bit of a shortage of air or wanting to yawn, that's a good sign. You can allow a yawn, but like if you keep feeling like you want to yawn, then maybe resist that urge. If you don't feel that mild shortage of air, then what you can do is just begin to soften and slow your breath. Just maybe putting on the brakes a little. So it's not like a super slow breathing exercise. We're just, it's just like a 5 or 10% adjustment, just so you feel a little bit calmer. And like you're just breathing a little bit less air than normal, being more air efficient. Let's go for another 30 seconds. On each out breath, we're just letting the whole body relax. The breath is soft, it's quiet, it's light. Really surprising how little air we actually need to breathe. So it's the slowness of the breath that's resetting the nervous system, and it's the lightness of the breath that's resetting the breathing center. Okay, and we're done. So maybe just listen to your body, listen to its impulse to move or stretch. So how was that? How did it feel? If it felt good and if this approach resonates with you, then I just want you to know that I've developed a course called the Breathing Reset course, and it's all about resetting your breathing and your nervous system, and it's everything that I've learned on my burnout journey. It's got the theory, it's got lots of breathing exercises, and there's also a live monthly session where you can join, breathe with me and ask me questions as well. I'll put the details down in the description. There's also a second breathing exercise that was really helpful for me in terms of recovering from burnout. I'll put a link to that breathing exercise here. Here's the video. If you can't see it here, it'll also be down in the description near the top. Thank you so much for watching today, and I wish you all the best in your breathing and burnout recovery journey. Thank you.